Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Build It and They Will Come in the Akhund Forbes podcast series. We have today with me one of the leaders of the accounting professions in Pakistan. He is a chartered accountant by training, and it would be fair to say one of the leading deal advisors in Pakistan. He started his career at KPMG and very recently, at the beginning of this year, went on to become the managing partner of KPMG Pakistan. Mr Adnan Rizvi, thank you very much for being here with us today.
Pleasure.
So Adnan, we've known each other for a while now, and I've always admired your the way you deal with clients, the way you deal with professional services, and really it reminds me of something that lawyers are told and come to realize very early on, that our profession is a calling. And for you, I would like to know what your views are about this profession, the accounting profession. I feel that it is a calling for you as well, especially the way I've seen you deal with clients. We've been on transactions together. And what would you say about that?
Thank you, Rabel, first of all, for giving this opportunity. And it's always a pleasure to interact with you, and I'm sure that this is going to be an exciting discussion. Yes, indeed, I would say that I won't delve into the details of how my career path came through, but it can be termed as a calling, certainly, where I came to the chartered accountancy profession. This is certainly a very prominent and a very sought after profession globally, and in Pakistan it is sort of a mythical area. One secondment which was a game changer for me, I would say, was my secondment to one of the clients, and I would like to mention specifically the CEO at that time, Mr Rahman.
Yes.
He has had a great influence on my career in a positive way.
I see.
Because I was very junior at that time, maybe 1 year into my training.
I see.
4-year training. And there was some special assignment on which I got involved. He came in new, and it was a public sector organization. So till his arrival, it had never happened in the history that a private sector person had run that organization.
Yes.
So when he came, and he got a lot of resistance, and then KPMG was there, and he sort of worked with KPMG. I was part of the team, although a very junior member of the team, but somehow he figured that I have got the hang of how things are happening, and he sort of selected me from the team and asked our partners to second me for a 6-month period.
I see.
And during that period, I worked very closely with him, and the advantage which I got of that interaction was that after that, I never got overawed by any senior sort of professional, because I was too junior. He was the highest level of his, and also he was a England Wales qualified chartered accountant. So everything fitted in, and that experience psychologically made me so strong on a day-to-day basis, without him actually training me or giving me any lectures, just by way of working with him.
It was just that whole experience that you took on. And
so that was my secondment locally. Then I completed my articles and qualified, and then I was seconded to KPMG London office for 2 years. As you asked that how the profession has grown, the professional services firms now have the opportunity to provide sort of experiences and provide employment to a broader segment of the society as compared to what they were doing 10-20 years back. So now we are taking on people who would never have thought that they would join a professional services firm, like the IT graduates or the IT specialists, cyber security, data analytics. Now ESG is the new area.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because Akhund Forbes has also recently launched its own ESG advisory arm, and for a law firm to provide sustainability services, is relatively new.
Right.
I think we are one of the first ones,
Right.
not one, but we are the first ones
Certainly.
in Pakistan to do
Certainly.
that within the legal sphere.
Yeah.
And the accounting firms are also doing that.
Yes, yes.
And how exciting is that? Yes.
Yeah, in terms of recently I attended in Tokyo, I went to attend this one of the KPMG global leadership sessions, where the global chairman Bill Thomas was there, and the latest strategy which is being deployed in KPMG is called the Collective Strategy 3.0.
Okay.
It started from 1.0, then 2.0, now it's 3.0, and in that, while we were mentioning ESG, ESG is termed as something which is a watermark across all services.
What was your motivation to be elevated to the managing partnership, to become the managing partner of KPMG Pakistan? And how do you see your role as a leader of a professional services firm?
My motivation primarily was that I felt that now I have spent so much time in this firm, now it's time to give back.
Yes.
And I felt that over the years I have experienced and I have wanted a lot of things to be done. If I can get this opportunity, I can try and correct some of those things or improve upon those things. And fortunately, I got initially a good team who was fully aligned. And then, alhamdulillah, the entire partnership was aligned.
You've mentioned this a number of times about the role of seniors, someone like Raziur Rahman, seniors within your own firm, some of the founders of KPMG Pakistan.
So certainly when I joined the firm, Masood Naqvi was our senior partner, and he was like a father figure, not just to me but to the entire
everyone
firm.
who worked with him. Yes.
And alongside him was Mr. Hussain Basrai.
Yes.
And these two gentlemen
the giants
were
they're the giants of the accounting profession.
And when I started this discussion, I mentioned that the chartered accountancy profession still is a very difficult profession in terms of passing the exams.
Yes.
So it is a professional exam. So the parents need to understand what their daughters or sons are getting into, because it is the family support which that candidate requires. Because once you are unable to pass a certain exam, that it becomes largely psychological, similar to like having an accident. That you have had an accident, and the next time you are driving the car, you are a bit shaken that whether it was your fault or someone else's fault, or whether it will happen again or what. So So if there is support from
you
the
need
family
support.
Yes. So that is something which I intend to speak to the parents, and after congratulating them on the prized sort of position which their daughters and sons have secured, to give them that support, provide them that support when they need it. And this is where I would specifically like to mention my father, as you asked the question earlier, that in my career, I don't remember when I joined, even before, but maybe at that time I had become like an adolescent, and also when I joined KPMG as a trainee, during my articles till I qualified, there was not a single responsibility of the house which I had, not a single responsibility.
And that's the kind of support that your family, your father gave you.
So that was just a silent support, right? This is not something which he asked me to sit in front of him and said that, look son, you will have no responsibility. No, he just did it. But I think that I give credit to, that is something which at the pivotal stage of your career, which you give, and the confidence you have and all.
I mean, look, it's the old adage, right? It takes a village, and it takes a village to sort of support you through your career and through your early journeys as well. So you started in Pakistan.
Yes.
Amongst the corporate sector.
Yes.
The very first, what we call the mushaira. In Urdu is called mushaira. In English, it's a poetry recital.
Yes.
It's an evening. Most recently, I believe it was held at Muhata Palace, and which is a wonderful old palace in Karachi, very close to where we are here. From here.
Yes.
And it was a wonderful evening. This has been going on for many years.
Yes.
This comes from your love for poetry and
Yes.
the arts and culture.
Yeah.
How has that helped you
Yes.
in your life as a chartered accountant, as a deal advisor, as a leader of a professional services firm?
Certainly, I think I always maintain that this fine arts, whichever form there may be, is always close to a human heart. And every sane human being would like all forms or some forms of fine arts. So it all started when there is a corporate Pakistan group on a WhatsApp and all, but very high quality intellectuals and corporates and all that. And in that we were having some discussion on some matter, and somebody used a verse to explain something, and then a couple of other people shared some verses. And Asfar Ahsan, who is the founder of that corporate
Yes.
Pakistan group,
He's a public figure,
professional,
yes.
and
former Minister of State
yes,
for investments and
board
chairman
of
of the Board of
Investment
Investment.
and all that, and a very, very, very good human being and a very dear friend, like a brother to me. So he said, and I commented that Asfar, we should hold a mushaira. And he said that yes, we will hold it, and you will be the convener of the Mushaira committee. So that was the day, and then on this Saturday we had our 6th edition of that Mushaira.
Yes.
And almost 2,000 plus, around 2,500 people attend, and so all segments, especially the corporate sector.
Yes.
And I'm sure that a lot of people who attend that Mushaira do not attend any other Mushaira.
They don't.
And
No, I know for a fact they don't. Yes.
The best part is that the leading poets of the country, Iftikhar Arif Saab, who's currently, and Amjad Saab, who passed away a couple of years back, they comment that, who have spent their lives in Mushairas,
Yes.
that this is the best sort of format and the ambience and overall, so all that adds
the backdrop
adds up.
of Mohata Palace is
And I was mentioning
lovely
to someone yesterday that a lot of people in Karachi know me as the person who organizes that mushaira. They don't know
As KPMG.
about my KPMG.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good in a way that you have
a full life.
Yes, you have an alternate. But I think and similarly music also. First of all, as you said, that these give you a perspective that you have a lot to do in this in this life, right? You have multiple areas. It's not just you are focused on one particular area, right? And it gives you the respite from the drudgery and from the routine sort of stuff, and gives you the flavor, because as we all have read sometimes in our lives that to have a peaceful mind, you need variety. It's not that you just switch off from something. You switch off from this and switch on with something else, which is totally different. And different people have different passions. As we were coming through, you mentioned about your passion of these sculptures and all, right? And some people do gardening, people play golf, people have different. So there, I always encourage my colleagues, or especially the juniors, to have something else to do in life other than work. You have to have a life outside work.
Outside work.
So that is the crux.
It's a fuller life, as I always say, because look, particularly in the days of AI now, right? Look, some of these AIs will be able to do a lot of the basic stuff much better than humans will be. But at the end of the day, we're still dealing with people on the other side. And I do believe that arts, and particularly arts and fine arts, do bring you closer, as you said, to other individuals. And it is about making those connections. And
it makes you human, first of all.
True.
You realize that you are human, and reading all this stuff and listening to the giants and all. And then you deal with others as humans. So when you start doing that, then it makes life much easier. It makes much easier.
Thank you so much, Adnan bhai. It's been a pleasurable, wonderful conversation, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.